So today I'll be starting lesson 51, which is a review of the first 5 ideas from A Course in Miracles from the workbook. And it will give new comments and connecting thoughts about each of those lessons. So I'm going to read each of the 5 different there's short little passages, kind of a quick little summary, and it's really kind of neat because it connects each of the lessons, the first 5 lessons, into like a connecting thread that is actually a little bit different than what the title says and what we were practicing. I mean, it's a little deeper than what the initial practice was at the beginning of the workbook. The suggestion for the review period is that each day you read over or listen to all 5 of the different lessons, and then you might take 10 or a couple of minutes with each one to read the lesson title and the comments under each one to kind of contemplate it. And then if there's one that stands out to you, kind of take that one into a deeper place of stillness within, or keep it on your mind throughout the day with the new comments that are under it. So yes, here we go. Number 1 is, nothing I see means anything. The reason this is so is that I see nothing, and nothing has no meaning. It is necessary that I recognize this, that I may learn to see. What I think I see now is taking the place of vision. I must let it go by realizing it has no meaning, so that vision may take its place. Number 2, I have given what I see all the meaning it has for me. I have judged everything I look upon, and it is this and only this I see. This is not vision, it is merely an illusion of reality because my judgments have been made quite apart from reality. I am willing to recognize the lack of validity in my judgments because I want to see. My judgments have hurt me and I do not want to see according to them. Number 3, I do not understand anything I see. How could I understand what I see when I have judged it amiss? What I see is the projection of my own errors of thought. I do not understand what I see because it is not understandable. There is no sense in trying to understand it, but there is every reason to let it go and make room for what can be seen and understood and loved. I can exchange what I see now for this merely by being willing to do so. Is not this a better choice than one I made before? That sounds really nice. I would love to have everything I see that I've judged as my own errors of thought be replaced. Number 4, these thoughts do not mean anything. The thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything because I am trying to think without God. What I call, quote, my thoughts are not my real thoughts. My real thoughts are the thoughts I think with God. I'm not aware of them because I have made my thoughts to take their place. I am willing to recognize that my thoughts do not mean anything and to let them go. I choose to have them be replaced by what they were intended to replace. My thoughts are meaningless, but all creation lies in the thoughts I think with God. My thoughts are meaningless, but all creation lies in the thoughts I think with God. Number 5, I am never upset for the reason I think. I am never upset for the reason I think because I am constantly trying to justify my thoughts. I am constantly trying to make them true. I make all things my enemies so that my anger is justified and my attacks are warranted. I have not realized how much I've misused everything I see by assigning this role to it. I have done this to defend a thought system that has hurt me and that I no longer want. I am willing to let it go. So, for this practice period, I'll pick one of these ideas and just spend a little more time with it. Let's see. I think I'll go with number 3. I do not understand anything I see, because it felt really nice when I was reading it. How could I understand what I see when I've judged it amiss? What I see is the projection of my own errors of thought. I do not understand what I see because it is not understandable. Isn't that a relief? I don't even need to try to understand it. I don't understand it. And they're just errors of thought. There's no sense in trying to understand it, but there is every reason to let it go and make room for what can be seen and understood and loved. I can exchange what I see now for this merely by being willing to do so. Is not this a better choice than the one I made before? So I'm just gonna close my eyes for a couple of minutes and just breathe with this. Taking a deep breath in and out. I'm going to introduce this idea. I do not understand anything I see. And the reason is because I've judged it amiss. I have just judged it mistakenly. And they're based on my errors of thought, which I'm willing to let go. I don't need to try to understand what I see. It's not understandable. This is especially true when what I'm seeing is triggering fear and sadness, regret, shame, loneliness, isolation, fear, like within me. And it's just not even understandable what I'm looking at. It's based on my errors of thought. I'm willing to let these thoughts go and let go of judging what I'm seeing. And as I close my eyes, I just imagine letting go of everything I've seen, everything that has a little grip on me, makes me feel unworthy, like a failure, a little scared, hopeless. Willing to let it go. It can be something small to something bigger. And nobody knows the effect something small has on you and something big has on you. So I'm willing to let it go and not judge or worry about what I've seen or experienced. Now, what I'm seeing now, what I'm experiencing that's creating fear. for joining me. This was nice to practice. Yeah, thanks. And I hope this was helpful. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave a comment. I'm open to all suggestions and comments. So thank you so much. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care.